The world has changed. Now, what is the buzzword? Chandima, what do you think?
Okay, so the date has changed.
Yeah.
The year has changed.
Yes.
The AI has changed.
Exactly. Yes. So the buzzword is AI. Everybody is talking about AI, and
I think even the companies, right? All the tech companies, they are really after this AI, no?
yeah, all the giants as well as small and medium companies also. So if you are talking about Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Apple,
Yeah.
everybody is after AI, because if you ignore the AI at this point of the industry, there is no doubt that you will be obsolete, you will be behind the curve.
At least that is the mindset.
Yes. It is the mindset, and I personally think it is the actual scenario.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what we are going to talk about today?
Any guesses?
Yeah. Today we are going to dedicate this podcast to ChatGPT, because there is a reason. When GPT 3.5 released, we immediately talked about GPT 3.5 in this podcast.
Yeah, we did the same for 4, I guess.
Yeah, we did the same for GPT-4. GPT-4 released like a couple of months ago, and it was a huge thing. At the first, there were no public releases, but GPT-4 only released for selected number of testers. But AI guys did a demo. After 1 or 2 weeks, I think, we talk about GPT-4 and we bring those technologies to you. So today, we are going to do a live demo, like a real world test in GPT-4 using ChatGPT, and that is the plan.
Yeah, Tesla Auto Drive.
Yeah. So Chandima is ready for the not actually a demo, right? We didn't prepare too much. We just bought premium version. That's all.
Plus version.
Yeah. So we will explore what are the exciting new things in GPT-4, and what are the differences between 3.5 and 4. We know that GPT-4 is a multimodal. We are going to find out, is it a really multimodal? And we also going to find out ChatGPT has these plugins.
Yeah, so the plugins was available before GPT-4.
Yeah. It was there. But I think at the time we talked about plugins, there were only few of them. I think it's not more than 10.
Yeah, but we'll see. Like, there's a plugin store, no?
Yeah. Now there is a plugin store. Now we saw that there are like thousands of plugins, I guess. There was just couple of months. GPT-4 was released. Now, yeah, that is the interest. That is the growth. We will see. Okay, now let's roll the intro.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gayashan Wagachchi from Bistec Global.
And I'm Chandima Ranaweera.
And this is the 5th episode of Bistec Technology Podcast. So we are going to talk about ChatGPT. We are going to compare GPT 3.5 to GPT-4. So Chandima.
Yeah. So do you know how much powerful GPT-4 is?
Yes. GPT-4. What I feel like is GPT-4 is a giant compared to GPT 3.5. GPT 3.5 is like a dwarf. in terms of performance.
Yeah, so when you say about GPT 3.5, you talk in billions, the number of parameters.
Yeah.
And when you move into GPT-4, it's trillions, right? So that's like 1,000 times faster or maybe powerful.
Yeah. In they say like let me find it. Yeah, GPT-4 has 170 trillion parameters, and GPT-3 had not 3.5. GPT-3 had 175 billion parameters. So we are talking about billions and millions, billions and trillions.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I guess not.
Yeah.
That's hard to imagine. But anyway, it seems like very powerful, right?
Yeah, like it seems like super powerful, and we are going to find out, right?
Yeah.
So do you have any plan or now stage is yours.
Yeah, let me share my screen for a bit. I have shared my screen. This is GPT Plus, the latest version. So shall we start comparing between 3.5 and 4?
Yeah, let's do it.
So the latest model of GPT-4, there is a new release called a code interpreter. That was released maybe 2 days ago.
Is it a plugin or like is it inbuilt in ChatGPT?
That's a feature, right? So what happened was like the previous versions of GPT-4, it did not had that super capability of processing mathematical things, right? Even generating images. Now this code interpreter, it has the capability of generating maybe graphs and images, and also generating code up to like 100 times more accurate than the previous models.
100 times. Oh, 1,000 times.
We have to test it out.
There could be test reports, so whatever, but you can search it in Google. But yeah, it's powerful, however.
Definitely. So we had plugins before, right? So I'll show you a bit about this plugin store, right? So these are a few of the plugins that are available on the plugin store. The popular ones, I think this Ask Your PDF and AI PDF are like super popular, because like reading through a PDF document is kind of a boring task for you, right?
Exactly.
If it is a large document.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you want to find out something from a PDF, the best way is like using a tool like this Ask Your PDF. You just upload your file to that particular site, and I can actually show you, right?
Chandima, just let's go to that again, and can we click on all? Let's see how many plugins are there.
Yeah, so there are 92 pages, I guess, right? Let's say 90. So you can say 90 into 8.
Like 720 low. Yeah. Now and we also can build plugins for ChatGPT, right? Is there a possibility?
Yeah, so the documentation in OpenAI site, it clearly like instruct you how to build a new plugin for the ChatGPT. So you have to host it, then you have to connect it, like register, and those things are there. But you can definitely connect your plugin into ChatGPT.
Yeah. And the other thing is, you don't have to pay for the plugins for the moment. All the plugins are free, is it?
It's like this, Gayashan. Now this, when you want to install a plugin, that is free, right? But when you are using it, normally what happens is, even let's say this Ask Your PDF, right? So it will take you to their website, right? There you have to create an account.
Plugins website.
Plugins plugins website.
Okay.
So that particular website you have to register, and maybe some of these sites, they have subscriptions, like paid subscriptions. So installing a plugin is definitely free, right? So there is no cost. But when you are using the plugin, there's a cost model. Like some are free, some you have to pay.
Oh, nice. So if you can build like, so it will be like App Store kind of a thing, right? For Android.
Same thing, same concept. Like it's store for some reason, right?
Yeah, plugin store.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So what you're going to do next?
Yeah, so the latest version, it has these two buttons, like you can switch between 3.5 and 4, right? So here let's try a few prompts and see like what are the differences between these two models, like what are they generating based on the same input.
Yeah.
So shall we try a mathematical function first?
Yeah.
So let's try a mathematical function, right? So I'm going to try the mathematical plotting using ChatGPT 3.5 first. So let's say plot function maybe 1 divided by sin x, right? So this is GPT 3.5. So you can see like it's generating the code, right? How to plot the function. So it doesn't have the ability to actually plot it, right? So let's try the same prompt with GPT-4 and see how it works. So I'm gonna go with GPT-4 and first I'm gonna use the default mode, right? Let's see like what is the output based.
What is the default mode, Chandima? So then there is no code interpreter, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No code interpreter, no plugins, right?
Yeah.
So this is just the 3.5 with another trillion parameters.
Yeah.
Right. So you can see I don't have ability to visually plot graphs or functions.
Right? You need MATLAB or Python library. So it's giving the way how to do it in MATLAB or Python, right?
Yeah. So let's try the same thing. Now I'm gonna use the code interpreter, right? So let's try this one. So this will be interesting. You can see it's doing its work, right? So this is going to actually plot the function in a graph kind of thing, right? So it has that capability.
Wow, nice.
You can see the image and everything is being generated, right? So that's the new code interpreter.
Just came into mind. Can you do calculus?
Okay, so what do you want to ask?
Let's do this way. Let's generate a calculus problem. Or let's Google and search it a calculus problem.
Okay, let's try this one. Generate calculus problem
related to linear motion.
Okay,
let's see.
Let's try what is the output. And you want to plot this one.
Let's see what is the problem is.
So just curious, this is physics, right?
Yeah, this is physics.
Okay.
This is like high school physics.
Okay.
So it's a very simple problem, right?
Okay.
So however you will need, hopefully you will need calculus to solve this problem. Yeah, let's.
So I'm gonna ask like solve this problem, right?
Yeah, okay. If we can, better to create a new chat, because this chat already has the context, right? They need to be easier for this.
Yeah,
this one.
Let's go for GPT-4 and code interpreter. Solve the problem. I'm gonna go with next line. Okay, it didn't came out very nice.
Yeah, formatting is like.
Yeah, but I think it understood all the token magic. It's happening there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's doing the calculating work. I think the mathematical models are in play.
Yeah. It's saying that take acceleration is the derivative of velocity respect to time. We can obtain the velocity as function of time from the kinetic energy equation, and then take the derivative, its derivative at t equals 3 to find the acceleration.
Yeah,
Wow.
I guess this mathematical capability was not there in GPT 3.5. No?
Yeah, exactly. Because in university we used Wolfram Mathematica to solve these kind of problems. That is the only solution that I know. There could be some other ones, but and also MATLAB. But the Wolfram is the popular one for the mathematics, especially.
I guess like Wolfram is there from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Even using the plugins, you can use Wolfram.
Yeah, we already have a plugin. I mean, the plugin also was there at the beginning of the GPT-4 or GPT 3.5 release, right?
Yeah.
The Wolfram plugin. Yeah. And the Wolfram software is also very popular, and it's very old.
Yeah, so that is purely like enterprise level mathematical software, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So it's taking a bit of time. So maybe the GPT-4 servers are busy.
Yeah. And Chandima, there is a request limit per exact amount of time period that you can give it to GPT-4. There is something like that, right?
Yeah, so when we create a new chat, you can see like there are 50 messages that you can send to GPT-4 within 3 hours. I think the idea is that the 3.5 limit, it's there because the new mathematical model, it has the capability of solving these mathematical problems, right? So the solving mathematical problems requires more compute power, right? So when you are using like let's say 100 of queries, right? So the same person sends different queries to GPT-4, so the same amount of compute power is used for like simple queries as well, right? So if you want to solve like simple things, maybe generate a text content or a summary of some text, right? So you can go for GPT 3.5. So there is no limitation with that, no? Yeah. I think even in the future, I guess like even GPT-4 might serve larger number of requests. Right now it's adjusting with maybe NVIDIA GPUs and everything. That process is still going on. Kind of beta state, no?
Yeah. So currently what you can do is use GPT-4 and GPT 3.5 like back and forth for
interchangeably you can use it, and you can solve the problems. But what I notice is like this problem is taking too much time, right?
Yeah, it's like unusually long.
Shall we
let's move on, I guess.
Shall we try different one? So it's showing the code, but it's still actually working. Maybe the question you asked is too complicated for GPT to solve.
Because like it's fighting with itself, right? Because it generated the question and
yeah, definitely.
So fighting with yourself is so hard.
So let me like stop breaking GPT for all the others, right?
Yeah.
So the world might come to an end with this. Stop generating. So I'll switch to maybe plugins now, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to ask the same question from the plugins. I got this Wolfram installed as a plugin. So as we discussed before, Wolfram is the mathematical enterprise level software. So let's ask the same question. Solve the problem. Another try to break the internet. Let's see what happens. So if it is been, you can see that Wolfram is picking up that particular question, right?
Yeah.
Because it knows now that the normal GPT-4 it can't actually solve this problem. So the plugin has taken the task now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what is the output of this one. I think you can understand the solution, right?
Hopefully.
So you can see like even this question that we generated, it has multiple steps, right? So the Wolfram is trying to solve the problem with multiple steps, like step by step.
Yeah.
So it generates some content and it sends the next step to Wolfram again.
Yeah.
So I think the ChatGPT and Wolfram is working hand by hand.
Yeah, hand to hand. And what I see is this explanation, this output is much clearer than the first one that we saw just earlier.
Yeah, I think code interpreter was released just recently, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
it might
like
have some defects, and even like OpenAI is always explaining us, right? This is an experimental model.
Oh, yes.
So you can't rely on it 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas Wolfram, I think it's not an experimental thing.
Yeah.
It was there since the beginning of the time, maybe. So it's actually generating some reliable output. Yeah, I think we got the output from Wolfram. I think the answer for this T3 is the value you got something like 0.0347.
Yeah.
It should be the correct value. I don't know, so even the question was generated by ChatGPT.
Now with Wolfram, it didn't struggle, but with code interpreter, it did. Right.
Yeah, so I guess like even Wolfram struggled a bit, right? From what I saw, but it was succeeding the process. Like you can see like multiple steps it has communicated with Wolfram, and finally it got the answer. But the previous one, I think it actually failed, no? So this one, yeah, it actually failed.
It tried to generate all the things at once, and failed. But it's like...
shall we try like a code interpreter? Actually stands for like generating code, no?
Yeah.
So let's try a code generation, not a mathematical thing, right?
Yeah.
For the moment. So go to code interpreter. Maybe let's say generate Next.js application for user management. What else? Using Cosmos DB and TRPC, my favorite.
Oh, nice.
Let's see what happens. Okay, that
was unexpected.
Yeah, but it is actually generating the code, right?
But what was the response, Chandima? Can you like go up for the start of the response? Is it possible?
Yeah, so it's saying like I'm currently not able to generate a Next.js application due to limitations of my current environment.
Oh, it's saying that I cannot create the application.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it has the capability to generate the application, not just the code, no?
It's considering to generate the application. Maybe in future we will see something like that, like some
Shall
features.
we try something like this, right? Let's go to GPT-4 code interpreter. Generate a simple 2D game. Okay, yes. So it's doing some work. Let's see what happens. I think this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is saying that creating full 2D game with graphics and interactivity beyond the capability of text-based environment. However...
Yeah, let me try to scroll it up.
I can help you to sketch out simple text-based game in Python.
Yeah, it's generating the code, I guess, no? Still, it's not actually hosting it.
Yeah.
The previous time it was mentioning something like that, right? But I am an AI developed by OpenAI and currently not able to generate a Next.js app due to limitation of my current environment. Yeah. So I will try this same prompt with GPT 3.5 also. Let's see what is the output that it's going to give us. Right. So it's not going. Okay. This seems more reliable at the moment.
It's also fast than, considerably fast than GPT 3.5.
This is 3.5 actually.
Oh, in the paid model, you have a faster, your API calls will be faster, I guess.
Yeah. So this one, so this is a previous one I tried with GPT-4, I guess. Let me see if I can edit this one. Okay, no. So 3.4 to 4, and let's try the same thing again. Okay, still it's giving the same response. So that's interesting, right? So I think the code interpreter still has some problems, right? So it's trying to generate the same thing. So I guess even OpenAI, right? It's still trying to come up with some new things.
Yeah.
So, and there are failures, of course, at the very beginning of the testing phase. So I think it was open 2 days ago. So there should be some problems, no?
Yeah. And I saw some of Sam Altman talks, the CEO, whatever, the founder of OpenAI.
Yeah.
His philosophy is, he's explaining the philosophy of the OpenAI, like they are not going to wait until until their solution is so sophisticated. They're not going to wait.
I think
they're like deploying as soon as possible with the bugs, with the limitations, and they're giving it to the people, and they are getting the response.
Yeah, so that's what you called as the product mindset, right?
Yes, exactly.
So you need the feedback, not the actual features. So what will happen is, like, let's say you build the feature for 10 months, right? You release it to the public, then you experience that whatever you have built is not actually the thing that the public want. So then there is that waste stage of 10 months, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I think this OpenAI CEO is trying to avoid.
Yeah. Did Google do that mistake? Releasing Google's AI Bard?
I guess. So shall we try out Bard also?
Yeah, let's try out it. It was not very successful, and it supposedly a failure.
I don't know at the moment. Yes, but in the future.
In the future, we don't know the future, but it's a product of Google, man. It has to be like, we are expecting so much from Google. We are expected more than that.
Yeah, I guess. So it generated the output so quickly. So it is missing these colors and everything, the syntax highlighting. But other than that, I think it's generating a good output.
What are the packages it used to generate this application, to build this application?
So it's using
Cosmos
DB.js and TRPC.
So there are no type safety or object mapping or anything like that. But we had that in the GPT's response.
ChatGPT response, it actually had the code for even creating the new the Next.js application.
Yeah.
Right. But this one is not having that. So this one, if we look at the 3.5, it's actually having A to Z. Create the next step.
Yeah.
Then install all the packages.
Yeah. See that? So now this is what I'm talking about. If you are using ChatGPT or some kind of AI Copilot kind of a tool to increase the speed of your work. If you're a developer, so I'm a developer, so I need to increase my speed of development, and I'm using all kind of AI tools. So I need a complete response. I need a real, I need a response which is related to the real world.
Yeah, I guess like let's say you Google, like Google search, right? So then you get like different pieces of the actual solution, right? So same thing is coming out of bread.
Yeah.
Right? You get a piece, then you have to search it again, then only you will get the next one.
Yeah, then it's a waste of time. Why do you use bread? You can Google it and you can map it yourself. There will be like some couple of hours more. Then the advantage of using the AI is gone.
Yeah, I guess like Google is still getting there, right? So if you can remember those last time we talked about this the accuracy of the models, right? So GPT-4 being 100% and Google Brad is being like I guess 63% or somewhere, right? So there's a huge gap between these two models.
Yeah.
So Brad is still going there.
Yeah. So that mindset, like speed development, and OpenAI still is ahead of the curve. We can talk about Microsoft in a separate section. Microsoft is also catching up, or like they are also in the ahead of the curve, but Google is not even near of them. As for my opinion, it's a personal opinion.
Yeah, for the public, I guess Google is still getting there, right? Even Facebook with this Llama 2 and all these models, they are getting there. But I think they need time. Right? But I saw one article, I think we spoke about this last time also, these open source models, right? So they are actually getting ahead of the enterprise versions of these models.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I think one time I saw this article about this model called 𝐸𝐞𝐚𝐫, right?
𝐸𝐞𝐚, yeah.
That is being released by maybe the open source team of Microsoft, right? So that is actually having like maybe 100 times powerful than ChatGPT-4, right? So it's getting there, right? Even the open source community is actually getting there, but it will take some time to make it fine-tuned, right?
Yeah, it's saying that 𝐸𝐞𝐚 can be imitated GPT-4. However,
I think the numbers that it's saying is important, right? So Microsoft's new 13 billion parameter AI model. So GPT-4, it has 170 trillion, right? So being a small model, still 𝐸𝐞𝐚 has that capability, right? So that's why we have to remember that the number of parameters does not say how much powerful it is, right? So that's just how much you can tune it. You can change some things, then the output will be different. Like the prompt, even the prompts, if you can customize the prompt, the output of the prompt will be different based on your input, right? So that capability is there in GPT-4, right? So I don't think like when you are using GPT-4, you are using like 170 billion or maybe 170 trillion parameters at the same prompt, right? So you are using few things. So you have the system prompt, user prompt, and so there are like prompt engineering mechanisms that you can use, but you can't use everything at a single application or single prompt, right? So harnessing the power of that is like still we are not there. So even the prompt engineering is evolving, right? So I guess everyone needs time.
Yeah. I think we are too excited for this. So anything else that you have planned to do in GPT-4, Chandima?
Yeah, I just want to show a bit about this plugin. So right. So I think we saw the Wolfram plugin, right? Apart from that, I want to show you this the PDF reader, Ask My PDF.
Yeah.
So how it works. So you can see in GPT 3.5 you can't actually use any other format than text, right? But if you go to GPT-4 and maybe you go to plugins, right, then you can ask like read my PDF, right? So when I type that, let's see what will be the response.
You need to provide a URL. So you cannot upload the PDF directly, right? You have to upload it in somewhere else and give the link.
Yeah. So for that, let me ask like how to upload the document. So ChatGPT will help you, hopefully.
Yeah, let's see what it's saying.
Yeah, so it has given me a link. So this is the plugin that I installed before. So you have to be like registered to this site, right? So when you register, you get this window to upload your document. So I'm gonna upload one of the SDK manuals that I got, right, for RFID API programming.
Yeah. How many pages are there, Chandima?
Yeah, I guess it's more than, can't count it, but at least yeah, I can even open
Because sometimes like 3.5 cannot handle too long inputs. So I'm like curious how much it can handle with these plugins in GPT-4. Yeah, almost 100.
Like 100 pages, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna upload this one. So this is why I said like if you want to install the plugin, it will be free. But when you register for the particular website, then you might have to pay, right? So I have to copy this one, the doc ID, and you can go here and paste it. So let's wait and see. So it's asking like what are the questions that you have, right? So being that this document is about RFID, right? So if I ask the question like how to get the RFID status, let's see what will happen. So I know that this particular code piece is there somewhere in this document, but I have to scroll through and maybe find it out. But using Ask Your PDF or the plugin, I don't have to like even go through the document. I can just ask.
Yeah, this is the power that you're talking about. Like it will tremendously speed up your workflow, because now you don't have to go through 100 pages of document.
Yeah, definitely. Like even if you go through the document, you might not find the exact thing, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because this one is actually like cross-referencing with all our capabilities and maybe like using the even the not only the ask your PDF ability, right? It's actually using the GPT ability also, right? It's transforming our prompt, and based on the prompt, it will generate something else like to send it to ask your PDF, right? What if the plugin will convert it to a different thing, and it will send back to GPT. So there is like different hand-to-hand work going there.
Yes.
So that's the power of GPT-4.
Yeah. So let's go to the response. That is a bit interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's giving the answer, and it's also giving this information is found on page 15 of your document. So you can go there and look at yourself, right? Because you should not trust the AI completely. It can make changes. It can make mistakes, such as human. So you can double confirm it.
Yeah. So have you heard about this application or the term called Pinecone?
No, I don't.
So how this Pinecone is called a vector database, right? So vector database means like when you're using plugins like this, ask your PDF, right? So what happens is like all the document is being read by this plugin, and it's been like tokenized, right? So even when you send a prompt to ChatGPT, it is being tokenized, right?
Yeah.
So those tokens are stored in memory of GPT-4. That's how it's actually answering your questions, right? In memory. But when you have a large document like this, right, you can't store everything in memory. So it might have like different size of documents, and in memory keeping that thing is not practical, right? So what this application does is like it actually converts all these tokens into vectors and store them in a vector database, right? So 𝐶𝐞𝐚 is one of these products, right? So likewise, like there are...
Is it Chandima, is it fine corn? Oh, fine, like corn.
I
The
think...
food.
Yeah, I think PINE, fine corn, CONE, one word maybe.
I cannot find it.
However,
we can put the link right in the description of the video.
Yeah, I can show you actually. Let me... So this is the 15th page. So you have this get status. Okay, so this is the 10th one. Let me go to the 15th. Quickly wrap up that question. Okay. However, I did not find that one.
We passed the 15. This is the 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think whatever the answer it gave, it should match here. So it say this information is found on 15th of your document, and it is speaking about switching the mode, right? So the switching the mode is available here, like set RFID mode.
Oh.
So that is there.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. So about 𝐶𝐶𝐞𝐚, let me show you that also. 𝐶𝐶𝐞𝐚. So the first one, the vector database, the first one that you get.
Yeah.
So long-term memory for AI, right? So if you have tried the products like Flowise, so I can't remember the other one. So there are different tools that actually can generate these AI merged products, right? So even this 𝐶𝐶𝐞𝐚 is actually used for this Flowise application, right? So you have the ChatGPT, and what happens is like when you upload a document like this, the RFID API documentation, right? So it actually reads the documentation, create the tokens, create the vectors, right? And it's storing in different product, right? So these vector databases, they have a different shape. Like we are familiar with these structured databases like SQL Server, right? Then we have NoSQL databases like MongoDB. Then this is a different thing, like not a graph database, a vector database, right? So it has different dimensions. So all these you can see that even this image, right? So how 𝐶𝐶𝐞𝐚 looks like, it has different dimensions. So your it pulls that data and feed it to GPT-4. That's how the answers are being given. So that's a really nice invention, I would say.
Yeah, kind of like not kind of, it's completely different idea of thinking a database, right?
Yeah, I think because of these AI models, only these kind of products are being emerged, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So otherwise, these vector databases, I haven't known them in the previous times. So even the term vector database, it actually came because of these AI related activities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking about this Flowise, right? Have you tried Flowise before?
No.
Yeah. So
I
this
think
is
no.
Yeah, this is one of the Flowise deployments I did before. I'm not sure if it is been working still. Let me search for Flowise again. So Flowise.ai. So this is like build LLM apps easily, right? So we talked about LangChain before, right?
We talked about LangChain.
Yeah, so it's kind of a Python library that can connect different AI functions and build a single application, right? So let's say you want to read a PDF, then you want to summarize that text, then you want to generate a code based on that particular problem. So you have different inputs, but you want to chain them, like you have to connect them in order to get a valuable output, right? So Flowise is actually one of those applications where you can see this screen, right? So let me like zoom in. So here I'm not sure if I can open in a new tab. So this is how like Flowise will look like, right? So you have to, of course you have to have OpenAI API key, so you can get a free one if you need, right? Then you can pass that to the prompt template, right? And it will connect to OpenAI, and it will output you the particular values, right? So this will actually create a chat for you, customize your own chat, right? So it you don't have to know the code or like how to connect the like APIs, those like technical tasks you might want, you don't have to know. This is kind of a drag and drop solution, right? So it will generate a chat for you, and you can place that chat inside your website. So there is no particular need for knowing the technical details of the application, right? This is kind of a no code platform.
Yeah. So you don't have to know any development, coding. If you hate coding, this is the solution for you.
Yeah. So this is my instance of this Flowise, right? So I think click on this one, chat flows. It will give you the canvas. Then you can even use auto GPT and other options, right? You got even vector databases and everything is there. This is a nice tool if you want to build solutions using AI, right? So that's there. You can explore, I guess. So maybe in like in a different episode we can even show like how to build a simple chat using Flowise.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah. So so there are a lot of things that still to come. So make sure you are watching our podcast in the future, no?
Of course. Lots of interesting things are coming up. We have plans. So Chandima, one quick question. Now, when you are using that PDF plugin, and you are uploading your PDF document into that, into using that
PDF.
Using that website, that will be in one of their servers.
Yeah.
Then there is like data protection regulation concerns, right? If you upload your sensitive informations.
Yeah. So even if you use ChatGPT directly, right? So your whatever the data that you enter will be like uploaded to their servers, right? OpenAI servers. So there is no such thing as data privacy at that point.
Yeah.
Right. So I think,
and we saw some instances that some information of secret projects has
even
leaked.
That Samsung one. I think we talked about it before.
We talked about it. Yeah.
So that's something that you will have to account for, right? So that you can't avoid. So only thing is like you have to trust those parties. Like that's how even this Stripe that we are using, right? Stripe is the the most reliable company for keeping credit card information, right? So we are trusting them because they have not leaked it purposefully at least once, right? So the same thing we have to expect from this OpenAI and maybe this Ask PDF. So different plugins. So there will be more in the future. So you have to make sure that you are careful enough to select the correct plugin, a reliable one, right? So otherwise there's no guarantee.
Yeah. Do we have any solutions that you can protect your data while you are using the GPT-4. I think Microsoft Copilot is trying to address that, right? They have some kind of protection for your data because that solution is can be implemented at the organization level. But
so Microsoft Copilot, it's built on top of this Graph API, right?
Yeah.
So I think we talked about this grounding and how the process goes.
Yes.
Right. So, but again, that data is already within Microsoft, right? So only thing is when you are reading that data, so particular end user, who the customer is, who is interacting with the chat, right? So he or she will see only the information that particular person has permissions to, right? But still the whole data, like the whole chunk of data is with Microsoft. There's no like change in that, right? So one thing that I can think of is like if you want to go for a more private and privacy mode, so you can actually have to try to build your own plugin, right? So you host your code and you host your vector database somewhere. So that way you won't push your like valuable data into their servers. Instead, it will be hosted on your servers, on your storage accounts, right? So that's something that you can try, but I don't think it's still it will guarantee you 100% that data will be not exposed to third-party applications.
So at the organization level, maybe you have to develop a custom solution, maybe using their API, but keeping data in your servers to protect your data. That could be a solution. But for personal, I mean, I cannot build a solution for my use case, right? So it's not possible. So
I guess,
but I need to protect my data.
Yeah, you can, but it depends on how much cost that you want to incur, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to save the privacy of your data and at the same time you don't want to spend money, then you can't achieve that. So
there's a price for the privacy
for everything. That's the simple truth.
That's the simple truth. And one other thing just came up to my mind. So you mentioned that trust issue. That even if you're using Stripe, you're trusting someone, right?
Yeah.
When it's come to trust, the best solution that we have right now is smart contracts. We are going to blockchain. So we will talk about it in another episode.
Yeah.
I guess, do you have anything on mind before we end the podcast to talk about?
I guess there are a lot of things coming up, right? The world is changing, as you said.
Let's push those ideas into another podcast. We will end the podcast here and see you in the next one.